how would you describe the pleasure or the depth of that subject to a young student coming to your office and asking you, Dusa, please tell me, I want to do eventually a PhD with you. Tell me what is important in mathematics and why should I do something in symplectic topology?
Well, I think, to begin with, I didn't appreciate this hard and soft thing. It was more that the techniques I've been using in volume preserving geometry just didn't work. And so then the question was, could you find, because I was doing things where it was very important to control the support of certain symplectomorphisms, and so to have a subset of Euclidean space and know that there might be something preserving the symplectic structure that would take it onto another subset. And in volume preserving world, really, there's a basic topological shape, and then there's the volume, which is sort of easy to control. That's all there is. And in symplectic geometry, there's many more invariants, which of course I had not much clue of, except that nothing obvious seemed to work. So it was, and then I started looking into the field. There seemed to be lots of open questions. It seemed to be a rewarding place where I could actually discover interesting techniques and also prove things. And then very shortly, Gromov introduced these J-holomorphic curve techniques and proved the non-squeezing theorem, which I've always found very attractive, because it's exactly answered this question I was trying to look at, moving things around in Euclidean space. Another thing, actually, I spent quite a bit of time in Princeton in those days, and Bill Thurston was and I was at IHES, and Benneker and people, they were developing ideas of contact geometry, very geometric ideas in low dimensions about contact geometry and hyperbolic geometry and what the invariants were. And I just found that aspect of it, that it was more geometric. I found that very attractive. And there were very good people working it at that time. It was an exciting field because things were happening. So that's what drew me to it. And then as things have developed these days, I think you're right. There are many different aspects to it. There are purely topological aspects. There are algebraic geometric aspects, there's connections with physics. It seems to be just a nexus for many, many different areas. It's a very important kind of geometry that people hadn't studied because they didn't have any tools for it, but it really is one of the basic kinds of geometry.